Can you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris has such little self-respect that she actually appeared with Bill Clinton for an Empowering Women event? It is stunning. And of all the people who are high profile in the media world, Rose McGowan is one of the few who are actually talking about it. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. Indeed, actress Rose McGowan perfectly sums it up. In a tweet released March 24th, McGowan smashed VP Harris for appearing in an anodyne child's play love fest with former President Bill Clinton to promote the ageless and improperly used political virtue signal of female empowerment. Yeah, that female empowerment, the often vacuous, usually left-driven form of victim identification that TV talk shows like Oprah's spewed at largely female audiences for years.
What can men do leaving here? Be better. Be better at everything.
The kind of thing that, even as it promotes empowerment, pushes with a strong, endless narrative that all women are victims, and it can be employed for political purposes at any time. And of course, we're talking about that Bill Clinton. So let's allow Ms. McGowan's powerful tweet to lay it out. In response to hearing about the team-up, she wrote this. "This is obscene at Kamala Harris. You speaking with Bill Clinton about empowering women and girls is disgusting. Have you no soul? Have you no ethics? Ask him about being on an island of human trafficking victims 27 times. You are showing us exactly who you are." Nicely put. The Harris-Clinton appearance that sparked McGowan's outrage and incensed millions more was a promo for the then upcoming female empowerment event Harris and Clinton had the gall to do Friday. And McGowan spoke for many when she not only expressed her disgust over Harris's willingness to associate with Clinton, she added a screenshot of text describing the dark reputation Bill Clinton has when it comes to predatory behavior towards women. This is the same Bill Clinton who, just prior to his impeachment trial in January of 1999, had his legal team overnight an $850,000 payment to Paula Jones in order to settle her 1994 suit accusing Clinton of sexual harassment, a suit the deposition process of which saw him commit perjury when lying about his Oval Office sexual dalliance with Monica Lewinsky.
Well, I guess you can count the big creep in a sort of half-assed way. Not at all. I never even came close to sleeping with him. Why? Because you were standing up? We didn't have sex, Linda. We didn't have sex. Well, what do you call it? We fooled around.
This is the same Bill Clinton whom Juanita Broderick accused of rape.
Just a minute. He starts to bite on my top lip, and I try to pull away from him. And then he forces me down on the bed.
The same Bill Clinton whom Kathleen Willey said sexually assaulted her in 1993.
A woman caught in the middle of a political firestorm known as the White House sex scandal. Kathleen Willey alleged the president made unwanted sexual advances toward her in 1993.
The same Bill Clinton whom former Arkansas-based TV reporter Leslie Milwee accused of committing 3 acts of sexual assault.
He followed me into an editing room the first time I remember that it was very small. There was a chair. I was sitting in a chair. He came up behind me and started rubbing my shoulders and running his hands down toward my breasts. And I was just stunned. I froze. I asked him to stop. He laughed. That happened on 3 occasions, and each time it escalated where the aggressive nature of his touch and what he was doing behind me escalated.
Saying of the second instance, when he got alone with her in her video editing room,
I'm asking him the whole time, please do not do this, do not touch me, do not hunch me. I do not want this.
But Milwee said she did not report the criminal acts because, of course, Clinton was the governor of the state at the time, and she worried about retribution from his acolytes.
I almost came out during the Monica Lewinsky and Kathleen Willey situation. I watched that unfold a little bit. I was very prepared to go forward then and talk about it. And I watched the way the Clintons and Hillary slandered those women, harassed them, did unthinkable things to them. And I just did not want to be part of that.
That's female empowerment, Clinton style. Now, how Kamala Harris can carry any sense of self-worth, of integrity or dignity when agreeing not only to appear with this man, but to appear with him for an event specifically focusing on female empowerment is inconceivable. But it runs consistent with Harris's base and degenerate double standards regarding marijuana use. As California Attorney General, she prosecuted nearly 2,000 people for use or possession of pot, despite jovially admitting later that she smoked weed.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like
And I inhaled. I did inhale.
Okay.
And her haughty, holier-than-thou debate jab at Joe Biden for his 1970s opposition to federally forced busing of public school kids as a means of so-called desegregation appears to have been completely forgotten once he decided he wanted her as VP.
We've also heard, and I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden, I do not believe you are a racist, but I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Why should anyone expect Kamala Harris to care about any shred of personal integrity she might have left? And why would anyone think she gives the public any credit to have memories capable of recalling Bill Clinton's dark background, or the fact that his wife worked with then political employee George Stephanopoulos to suppress what the 1992 Clinton for President campaign called bimbo eruptions? That would be the same George Stephanopoulos who's worked for ABC News ever since he left the Clinton administration.
Most of this decade, George Stephanopoulos has been a part of our public life. First as a spokesman for the Clinton campaign and the White House, and now as a commentator here at ABC News.
One does not minimize the trauma of the women Bill Clinton empowered. They all serve to remind us of Clinton's wanton immorality and conceit, and warn us of Harris's lack of any modicum of integrity. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and caring about these types of things. Hats off to Rose McGowan, by the way, again, for speaking up about this. Really, really good to see this. Hey, if you get the opportunity, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, head on over to Rumble and subscribe there. All the videos will be located there as well. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and please visit, of course, MRC-TV.org. That's the central focus where you'll always find out what's happening with the whole team. And as I've mentioned numerous times the past few weeks, if you get the chance, go to MRC-Store to get some great MRC items that you can give out to people. Hey, who knows? Maybe you can send one to Rose McGowan sometime to thank her. Thank you, everybody. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.